Hey, how you doing? This is Tom, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show. And I got a lot of feedback on my quest for receiving a long wave station. And yeah, some drawbacks, as one person pointed out. Your typical shortwave radio that has a long wave band doesn't have a connection for an external antenna, such as the Texan PL310ET. And some of them are not very good on long wave. So that one's kind of out the door, but there's still hope. And I'll show you what I mean in a second. Okay, here's some other things, some other suggestions. Here's a list of suggestions I wrote down. I don't know if I captured them all. One was a Grundig G5. Now, I don't think I have my G5 anymore. I think it was one of my giveaway prizes. So that one's out. Another one is the Kato KA1103. Now that one I still have, so that's a possibility. Now, these people are saying that these have an external antenna connection for long wave. I guess for long wave and medium wave. We'll see. I haven't researched them. Another one was the Radio Shack DX200. I've got one of those. Another one was a Sony ICF 2010. Unfortunately, I sold that radio many years ago. Big mistake. And I've been trying to get a good deal on one ever since. So they don't have that one. Another person mentioned using an inductive antenna. Okay, that's a possibility. And there is a users group related to medium wave reception and using small radios like this one, not necessarily this one, but like this one, and building a coil for medium wave, which I guess you could build one for long wave, maybe not, because long wave requires a much longer antenna, and then connect it to the radio via induction into the built-in antenna, medium wave antenna. So that's another possibility. The next one was to use an amateur radio transceiver, and I checked my ICOM IC706 Mark II, or Mark G, I think, Mark II-G, and sure enough, it goes down to 100 kilohertz. So that's a possibility. Next one was and these are in no particular order, is the Sangean ATS909X, but it will require an adapter. And the gentleman said the adapter would be to take a stereo plug and reverse the connections on the stereo plug. Okay, that's a possibility. Another suggestion is to use the CountyCom radios. I have one right here, and this is the GP5 DSP, and it has, I can zoom in here maybe, probably won't get the focus right, but it has on the top an AM antenna connector, and it comes with, which I was not able to find, it comes with this little T-shaped antenna that you plug into there. Just plug it directly in there. It's about that wide. But the good thing is it does have an external jack for AM, and I assume it would also work when you select the long wave band. So that's a good starting point. And lastly, we had a suggestion of the Kenwood R1000, which I sold my 1000. Actually, I loaned it to a friend who died, and I never got it returned. So I don't have a 1000 anymore. So of those possibilities, I do have, right at my hand here, is the CountyCom radio. So that's one I could start with. The one problem I have to be aware of, or I am aware of, is that if I use an external antenna and I'm down in that lower frequency, say 100 kilohertz to 300 kilohertz, I'm going to get interference from the medium wave band, because I live in an area with lots of medium wave high powered stations. So that's going to be a problem. Okay, keeping that in mind. Now here is a Kato KA33 loop antenna. And I did a review of this many years ago. And unfortunately, it only goes down, it says long wave and medium wave. Excuse me, it says medium wave and short wave. But the medium wave only goes down to 3.9 megahertz. That's what the specs say. So that's not going to be very useful. But what came with it is all these things, these adapters, is this little adapter right here. I don't know if it's going to show up very well, but there's a little adapter that this antenna plugs into. And what it's used for is exactly what I need. This is a coil, and that can be used as an induction coil to induce what's being picked up by the antenna onto a radio like this. And I don't necessarily have to use this antenna. Well, I probably won't use this antenna because it says it's only good down to 3.9 megahertz. Now maybe there was an error in the manual I just looked at. Maybe it goes down to 3.9 kilohertz. I don't think so. Anyway, so we got some possibilities here. I think this is the radio I'm going to try. I'm pretty sure that at least in the daytime I'm going to get some bleed over from medium wave, so I have to wait till the nighttime. Typically, well, quite often, not typically, but quite often, the medium wave transmitters will reduce their power at night, so that would help some. I could use my MFJ vertical antenna, but I don't think I think that's going to just be a magnet for those medium frequency, medium wave band frequencies come booming in. Ideally, I would want to use a very long wire antenna. I'm talking probably 200 feet or something like that. Well, I don't have room to put that up, so that's out of the question. So I think it's a pretty cool quest, and I'm going to try my best to see if I can get it to happen. And I got a bunch of other options that people have sent me, other radios I could try, and I'm kind of short on antennas that I can try. I do have one of those little loop desktop antennas for medium wave. Again, it's for medium wave and not long wave, so I don't know if it'll help much on the long wave band. It's trial and error, you know. That's what I like about this hobby, is you can experiment to your heart's content, and that's what I'm doing right now. Is I'm experimenting, trying to receive long wave. And I really appreciate everybody that gave me some suggestions. I got a lot of suggestions, and probably I didn't get them all written down on my little piece of paper, so I may have missed some of you, and I apologize if I did. So we're going to try tonight, possibly tonight, this radio, and we're going to try my MFJ vertical antenna. It's just, it could be a like instantaneous wipeout because of the medium wave frequencies. And I'm trying to think of any other antenna that I could use. I can't think of any right offhand besides that one. Maybe just an in-fed antenna. For the one I have up right now is for 40 meters. So it's not very long. It's only 50 feet long. So if you have any more suggestions, or if you have some corrections of things I've said, please let me know. So if you enjoyed this show, please give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and thanks for the suggestions. Bye-bye.